Всем привет! Сегодня я напрочь с отшибленными мозгами, потому что мы после класса «Осознанный наездник, осознанная лошадь», где мы провели полдня с лошадьми на конюшне, и мы делали какие-то супер странные, невообразимые вещи благодаря тому человеку, с которым я сейчас буду общаться. Это Коннор Хилл, который знает что-то невероятное про общение с лошадьми и много чего еще. Поэтому этот выпуск будет в основном посвящен лошадкам и другим возможностям, которые случаются, когда ты более осознанный. Поехали! Hello, Connor.
Hello, Daria.
You broke me.
I broke you?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Like a horse?
Yeah, like a horse.
Yeah.
You broke horses,
Well,
as usual.
Yes, yes.
This is the first time when I have no idea what I should ask. And the first question will be, what's happened? What's up?
Well, I broke you. Yeah, that's the best part about working with horses is they don't think. So
Anything?
nope, they don't think. They just act and they react.
Wow.
Yeah, you're like, what? So the thing is, we get to a place of like actually discovering how we can live from a space of acting, not reacting, and not thinking.
It's a horrible thing when you lose control.
It was. You laughed. You were laughing a lot.
It was a lot of joy. But it wasn't for me like during this exercise.
Yeah.
Losing control was earlier during the class when it was started.
Yeah.
I started feel that something happening and something really intense, and my brain is like melting. And I experienced a really deep walk, but surprise was that we didn't do anything like actions, or you didn't talk a lot. It was just what horses did, and the space which like horses give us.
Yeah. Well, and you chose to come to the class.
Yes.
And in so doing, you made the choice for this to show up. And so these days, these classes have gotten so big, and there's enough of them going on the planet and there's enough facilitators doing them that I don't have to like actually do much. I just know that by choosing to come to the class, like, you will lose your mind.
And this night before was really intense. Mm-hmm. Aurora, my daughter, didn't sleep like half night, and she was doing like this, this all night.
And now maybe she's passed out right now, isn't she?
Maybe she was galloping like a little unicorn. Yeah. I don't know, but it was not comfortable for us, and I was thinking, what's going on, how I come to the class, how I will do everything, how I will manage it. And I was thinking, maybe I will tell Uliana, I'm not going, I'm sleeping all day. And it was some kind maybe of resistance, I don't know, but it was some preparing for a class.
How much control were you already letting go of?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't ever really look to find a reason behind anything. The one thing I do know is that young kids can be very aware of like the planet. And that's another thing that we do in these classes is we actually like get to a point where we have a lot more communion with nature and the planet and everything that's going on with the planet and the energy of the planet.
What can we learn from horses?
Well, what did you learn from the horses today?
It was something about vulnerability for me. It was like my ask for this year, and it started since spring, most of all. I started ask how it will be if I wouldn't have any barriers with everything.
Yeah.
In some situation.
Yeah.
And my the best adorable tool which I use last maybe 2 months is barrier down.
Yeah.
And I started practice it everywhere in every situation.
Cool.
With people maybe who for a minute with me, or it can be taxi driver.
Yeah.
And I think this thing helped me today during the class a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Did you get a chance to where you kind of felt the difference when other people had their barriers down too?
Yeah.
Yeah. It helps a lot when you're laying on the horse and thinking, to notice that when everybody else lowers their barriers, they're like, oh, wow, I don't have to think so much.
Oh, wow. The best so far.
Yeah.
Ever.
I'm really glad you got more vulnerability today.
Yeah. And other thing, it's joy, I think. For me...
Terrible. This is just,
Terrible
this just sounds awful that you had more vulnerability and more joy.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
How it connected.
Ah, terrible. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no. You shouldn't do this.
I should probably stop. Yeah, I need to pack
Stop
my
doing
bags.
this.
Yes, stop doing it, pack my bags and go home. Wherever the hell that is.
Oh, no, we have 5 days with you.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Doesn't get any better.
Yay. And about joy, it's so interesting that horses, as I get, they stop doing something when it's not joy for them.
And, well, like we talked in the class today, not just how much they stop doing something, but when you stop having joy, they're like, stop. What happened?
This is not really joyful.
Right. Joy means go. No joy means stop.
Oh, new language.
Yes, new language, joy, go. No joy, stop. And I actually have discovered that you can get, for those of you out there that have businesses, you can actually get employees going with joy.
Wow.
But not trying to instill joy in others. But when you have it yourself, some of them move and some of them don't.
I didn't see this parallel with businesses. Shh, don't tell anyone.
Don't tell the participants this was a secret.
Just for you and me. Just for fun.
Just for you. This is a private session secretivity.
Okay. And what have you learned from horses?
Oh, everything.
Oh, no.
Everything.
This is bad answer.
It's a very bad
Maybe
answer.
something more long?
Something a little more like concrete that you can grasp.
Please.
Yeah. So really the biggest thing is just how much the energy I be, just like I talked about the joy, how much that energy that you be can create what shows up in your life around you, just by your choice of what you be, what you choose to be. When I say what, it's not even like a choosing to be an asshole, or choosing to be a Russian, or choosing to be a American or an Australian, or whatever you choose. More what are you choosing? I mean, but those also create it. More what are you choosing as far as an energy that might not even have words associated to it.
For the most of people, it's very different. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Being energy and how to be some kind of energy.
Exactly. That's what this class is about. I mean, because that's really what horses have taught me, is how to be energy. I didn't get it at all. People could talk about being different kinds of energies, and I was like, And they're like, wow, you're being very vulnerable. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So,
I didn't do this.
Right? So I learned from horses just because they would act and react based on the energy I chose. And I could be like, oh, that's what I'm choosing right now. Oh, I can choose something different. Oh, and when I choose something different, that's what creates something different with them. Interesting.
It was great, like a mirror, you know?
Yeah.
You just seen what you really want or choose.
Yes. And the fun thing is we think that thinking is what's going to create things in our lives. We think we can think things into existence, and thinking is going to make something happen. But what really creates anything in your life is being.
What do you get? Children don't think?
Children think a heck of a lot less than we do. And they definitely be more, especially the kids that are very good at getting what they want.
Yeah.
Like your daughter.
I know one.
You know one? You know one? She's around the house occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just recognizing that and taking us back to what we're already good at.
When did you start these classes with the horses, and when did you get your first class as participant?
Yeah, I got certified 3.5 years ago. And my first class was maybe 3 years ago. So it wasn't too long after I got certified in the classes that I went and did my first class. And I've been going ever since.
How it was? Where it was?
It was in Canada.
Canada.
It was in Canada, and it was really phenomenal. A lot of things showed up in that class that I never, ever even thought possible. In fact, I had a lady that I sort of facilitated out of some issues that she had, like some points of view she had about herself, and that she was too big, too heavy for a horse, and a horse would never want her to ride. So I worked with her on that, and as she changed her points of views about herself, that she was too fat and too heavy, and that nobody even wanted to be around her, and that she was just like, she probably shouldn't even be alive anymore, and all these points of view she had about herself, we started changing that. And as we changed that,
Wow.
A horse came near her, a duck from outside the arena came inside, came near her, a pig came up next to her, another dog, it was like Dr. Doolittle's farm. Whole bunch of animals came right up next to her, and I was like, so do you think that nobody wants to be around you? And she's like, yeah, nobody wants to be around me, because she has her eyes closed. And I was like,
Look around.
So what do you think the animals think when you open your eyes? And she opened her eyes, and she was just like, wow, because literally they were like standing right next to
Wow.
her. And I was like, I was crying. I was like, wow, I cannot believe that. So that first one really created where I create these classes from, in that you can receive everything. Just what are you willing to be?
What people usually choose these classes? What kind of people?
All across the board. I get people that have ridden horses their whole lives and desire something different and would like to create more possibility with the horses they have. And I get people that have never ridden horse. And I get people that are scared of riding horses. And they're like, I don't even know why I'm here, but I look at them from a distance and I love them.
But maybe they have something in common?
Yeah.
What?
That they're afraid of each other? Or do you mean the people?
The people.
The people. Yeah, the thing that I would say they have in common is that they know that something different's possible. Something different than anything they've ever seen. And so, I mean, that's also what I like working with, is what do you know?
Is it about something ancient, like ancient knowledge, which all we have about be in a connection with everything, with nature?
What would you say? You just took the class. Does it feel like ancient knowledge?
Sometimes I feel like very deep sadness about humans, about like all people on the planet, which is not as I get evolution in the most of people choosing. And sometimes I'm thinking that we really can choose something really, really different. And maybe some 1,000 years ago, we were closer to this than now.
We may have been. and I seek to like look at what's greater than anything we've been yet. Like instead of just going back, yes, let's go back to what we knew before and what else is possible.
What can you advise to people who wants to start communicate with the horses or ride?
Start asking questions. Start asking
What kind
questions.
of?
Like real ones. I make it a joke like that because so many people can ask a question that's really just a statement with a question mark.
Yeah.
So like a real question would be like, what can you show me? What can you show me?
Horse, what can you show me?
Yep, I started there. It felt like it took a long time for me to really actually to start to see things showing up and actually receiving what the horse could show me. And so I mostly started there. What can you show me? And now I ask it with most every person I meet. What can this person show me?
I'm feeling like horse now.
Yeah.
How to choose horse?
Choosing a horse, just whatever makes you feel good. Your body feel good.
Ask body?
Like whatever just excites you, like you'll know. You'll know when you see the horse. And if you haven't felt like you've known yet, then you haven't seen the horse yet. But you'll know.
It's about like with the people.
It's actually far easier than you can imagine. Just you're like, I don't know, I think I'm doing it wrong. Wow, that horse. Wow.
What about other animals? Do you use these tools with, for example, dogs?
Some of them, yeah. But
But
like
it's not the same.
it's not entirely the same in that like they aren't really there's apparently a fly landing on me who's saying, yes, it is the same.
Hi, ask me.
Ask me. I want to show you something. It's different in that for thousands and thousands of years, we've ridden on the backs of horses. And that's how we've really, as Homo sapiens, humans, whatever you want to call us, how we've populated the entire planet is by traveling on the backs of horses. Horses and boats. And a lot of horses.
Have you ever met the person who can't ride the horse?
Can't ride?
Can't ride.
Just like absolutely can't ride.
Absolutely.
Maybe if they didn't like have legs so they couldn't like hold themselves on the horse, but I haven't met that person yet. I've probably met some people that chose not to ride, but for the most part, I'm pretty sure it's a choice.
What you would like to add, maybe some advice to people who are interested in this class or this program in access?
I'd check out consciousrider.com.
Great.
Or you can just search it on your favorite search engine and just type it in anywhere and it should show up.
And can you tell some sentences about the founder of this class, creator of this class?
So Gary Douglas is the creator and founder of this class, and my favorite thing that he says, like two things that he says. One of them is everything I ever learned, I learned from a horse.
Yeah.
And the other thing he says is the best trainer he ever had, horse trainer, was a guy that told him, you don't need any trainers, you just need more horses.
And now he has a lot of horses.
He's got a lot of horses, yes. A horse will teach you everything you need to know about riding.
So now I'm looking for horses.
Yes, good. Look for horses. And the thing too with this class is that it's about empowering you to know that you know. Like you don't have to go to somebody else to find information. Like, well, you want to go to other people to find information, but you don't have to go to somebody else to tell you that they're better than you and that they know more than you. It's about what do you know in any area of your life and anything you're choosing on doing or accomplishing.
But you know, it's so difficult to find like a trainer in some local places which will lead you in this way.
Just ask.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. Sorry.
Don't we?
Bad
We
girl.
just forget. Bad girl. Bad girl. But yeah, for anybody out there that's looking for anything great,
Just
just ask. Like that's,
Exactly.
I forget all the time too. I'm like, I can't find anybody to do this for me. Oh, wait, I could
Just
ask.
ask.
I don't think it's going to work. Are you sure it's going to work? I can just ask and it'll show up. Ask. And then you're like, oh my God, it showed up.
Let's check it.
Let's check. Yes.
And I advise all the people check it.
Check.
Yeah, just
Yes.
ask.
Just ask.
Thank
That's all you
you.
got to do. Thank you, Daria.